Hello, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com, and I am playing Cities in Motion 2. This is my city number 2. I believe this is video number 12. This video is about coverage gaps. You'll notice that in my city I have some areas that are in red that are very isolated. These buildings don't have any coverage, and the other buildings around them do, because when I laid down the lines, I didn't adjust them properly to give coverage to every building. It can be difficult to do. So I'm going to fix this problem. I'm going to provide service to all these red buildings. Right now they have absolutely no service. And the way I'm going to do it is by using a bus system. The same is true over here and throughout various parts of the map. It's easier to just run a bus line than to run a metro line. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put a bus terminal somewhere in the middle of the map, perhaps in this area, and the buses will be centrally located, and then they'll go out to the four corners of the map and fill in as many gaps as possible. This is a very busy route over here, so I might not put the bus terminal near the Sydney Opera House. I might have to find another location. And it's perfectly fine to destroy something that's already built to put in a bus terminal. It's no big deal. In fact, this looks like a great place to build a bus terminal. Right around here somewhere. So what I would do is I would go to my bus terminals and I would get the largest structure for a bus depot, find a place where I can build it, perhaps right here, and then build a bus-only line, such as this one. And what you're going to find is, because it has sidewalks, buildings will actually grow along a bus-only line. It does happen. The next thing I'm going to do is build some structures which are bus stops in places that are gap areas. For example, we've got a building right over here and near transportation areas. For example, near this monorail. Or if I see a subway stop, I'll do it at the subway stop. It looks like there's a subway stop right here. You can see it right there. So putting a bus stop over here is a really good idea. Now, to build a bus line that goes with bus stops randomly scattered all over the place is very difficult. So I'm going to place the stops and build the bus line at the same time. I'm going to move this over here, and I am going to start at my depot and connect to the first stop right there. And as you can see, when you develop like this, it's really easy to figure out where you're going to put the next stop. I want to offer service to this road over here, which is going to be a little weird. Let's see how the bus gets routed. That's a really weird route, but you know what? You need it. Those people need service. Okay, let's see where we go next. Next, I see a tram line. So I'm going to put a bus stop over here next to the tram line. He is coming out of this area right here. I'm going to put the bus stop, you know what, I'm going to put it right here. I shouldn't have any problems. And I'm going to make that my next stop. Now it looks like the next place to jump to is going to be this building right here. I will place a bus stop. I don't really want to put it at this intersection because the intersection is too small. So I'm probably going to put it over here. And I'm going to make the connection. And then I'm going to head to over here. There is a subway station, so I'm going to build a bus stop right next to the subway. You can see the subway station right there. The bus stop is going to be right here. And then the bus line will go to here. And then we have this red area. I'm going to put a bus stop right here and add the bus line to here, which connected no problem. The next area is going to be, I see another subway stop right over here. You can see that subway. So I'm going to put a bus stop right next to the subway and add that to the line. And then these red areas need coverage. So I'm going to put a stop right here. And I'm going to put another stop right here. So I will connect those two stops. This one is now connected. This one is now connected. Now we're fairly close to the tram again. So I am going to put another stop right here next to the tram, which will allow people to switch to a different line. And I am going to put a stop over here to pick up this location. And it looks like there's one more house over here that needs a stop. So I'm going to put a stop right here on this one-way road. Build that route. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the depot. And on the way back to the depot, I'm going to make connections to the subway system. So we have a stop over here. Or maybe I'll put one here so this one is relatively close to... No, it's not close to the metro. I'm going to put it right here. People will be more than happy and overjoyed at the connection. I will put another stop at the tram over here so they can connect to that. Now you'll notice that the red areas are now yellow areas. And on the way back, we can hit them up again. So I will put a stop over here. So now they have an alternative. If they want to head south, they'll be able to hit that. We could skip this stop. I'm going to head south, and I'm going to add a stop over here. Well, that looks like a one-way road. Is that a one-way road? Yeah, so that's a one-way road, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to get coverage, but I could add one right here. So I'm going to add this stop here. I think that because it's the same line, maybe that's why it's not going to change to a different color. And I am going to put a stop in this area. These are both one-way roads, so it's going to be a little weird. I'm going to put a stop over here and connect that. And since it's going through here, I'm going to put another stop over here. Because I've already added, this needs to be inserted. And sometimes inserting doesn't work properly. You can see it's trying to go around the block. So one easy way to fix it, I'm going to delete that last stop. I'm going to add this. I'm going to re-add this. And perhaps I could head into, where's the depot? I'm going to head into this neighborhood over here. You know what? I'm going to connect it with this monorail over here. It's going to be a little difficult. I'm going to move the stop over here, but you'll notice that it is within the coverage area for the monorail. So they will probably walk to the monorail. And then I'm going to make a final stop over here. And then connect it to the bus terminal. So as you can see, I added coverage. I removed all those little red buildings, and we've already got people waiting to get on the bus. Even though I don't have any buses yet. It says I need 11, so I'm going to buy around 15 buses. Well, I guess I'm going to buy 25. This depot should have no problem running another line, so I'm probably going to run another line either on the west side or to the south. Let's see how we're doing. Obviously the west side is a little bit of a priority. Okay, so I'm going to add stops on the west side from this bus depot. And I'm going to do it the exact same way. I'm going to do the bus line and the stops at the same time. So this will move over to here. And I'm going to add my first stop, which is the bus depot. So we're going to catch some people in this neighborhood. I'm going to stop right here first. And I'm going to add that stop to the list. And we can start by going through this neighborhood here, which is a one-way street. Add that stop. And then we are going to head into this neighborhood, which is also one-way streets. the bus will find its way. Because it is going past this monorail station and the tram, I'm going to add a stop over here. And from here it'll be able to make some tram connections and monorail connections. And then I will go to here. Actually, you know what? Might not be necessary. Let's see if I can find a better way. Yeah. It's better to put the stop like this and remove this one. And then add this stop in. Okay, that's a lot better. And then we're going to go to this neighborhood. Okay, there's going to be a subway along the way, which is right here. So I'm going to put a stop next to the subway. And the subway obviously is in green. And then we'll go to this neighborhood here. Looks like that's a one-way street. The road underneath might... Oh, it's... I don't know if it's a one-way street or not. Underneath. But what I do know is it's going to be... Oh, I don't know if that's on the lower part or the upper part. I might not be able to build something here. Oh, well, there's a way to do it. Actually, there's a bus underpass right here, which is kind of funny. Maybe I'll use it on the way back. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to add that stop. It's not going to catch all the houses or all the buildings, but it will catch a lot of them. Then I'm going to connect to the monorail again. I'm sorry, the tram, which will be right here. And then I will connect to here. This is going to allow me to get a spread out group of buildings, so I'm going to put it over here. I'd rather do it with one stop than with two. It's taken a weird path, but I don't think it's going to be any problems. Usually you don't want a path like this because it's going to have to cross over itself, which means that there's a chance that you could have a traffic jam that would be perpetual and unfixable. But that can be changed by adding a waypoint. I'm going to build a stop over here. Or maybe over here would be better. I'll do it over here. And I'm always keeping my eye out for those subways and monorails. Whenever I can connect to them, I would like to connect to them. So here's another connection. It looks like there's one really close right here. So I want to add a stop that connects with that subway. Looks like this one will do it. Even though I'm sure that this other one is close enough. Okay, so we've got this large area, which I might as well do. Get as much coverage as possible. That's what buses are for. Fixing mistakes. So I will add this. And another stop over here will be added. And another stop over here will be added. We're going to reconnect with the tram over here. So I'm going to add a stop, which means I'm going to remove the last stop. Connect this. Reconnect this. I see a building over here. And I see some subway. So I'm going to put the stop right over here, which is going to connect to the subway and to that building. He's going to have to walk a little bit, but it'll be good for everybody. Okay, so I've got another building over. Well, I'm going to get onto this road on the right and connect with the tram. I then am going to offer a stop over here. Or I could actually do it over here. Maybe over... No. It's going to have to be over here, I suppose. So we will have a stop over here to pick up that building. It looks like there's a subway entrance over here, so I'm going to build a stop that reconnects. Oh, I can't because of the one-way road. I'm going to build a stop right here that's close to the subway. See if there's anything else. Oh, we got a building over here. I will get this one. It looks like a one-way road. Gotta get it just right. Okay, so we put a stop right there, which is underneath the highway. Oh no, we don't want this crazy road. Oh, he's actually going to take the highway to get there, which is pretty cool. So I guess the fastest route is to take the highway. And then he's going to take the off-ramp and go around the block. Pretty cool. Then I'm going to go to someplace in the middle over here. We've got a lot of different options. So okay, this looks like a good point where we can connect with that monorail, the subway, and the tram all from one location. So I'm going to hit it up over here. And then we're going to get back to the surface. I don't know if this line is too long. It's 15 minutes. I don't know what the maximum recommended length is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him back into the depot and skip this part. I could always add it later if I want to. And I'm going to pull up this depot. It says it wants 11 buses. So that's 22 total. I've got 16. I'm going to need at least 6 more. I'm going to buy about 10 more. Now, this is a long route, so I might have maintenance problems. And that requires 8 minutes of maintenance for every 100 kilometers. So I'm going to buy some of these buses that only need 4.5 minutes. Buy a bunch of these. They'll always be ready. And as you can see, I've filled in a lot of the coverage gap. All those sporadic red buildings are now gone. They've either been turned to yellow or to green. Now, to finish this project, I'm going to have to go into the lower half of the map, which you can see here. But this one I might do differently. Instead of going up and then back, I might do a loop where it hits this one, and then goes through here, goes through this neighborhood, comes around to this spot, up to here, and back to the depot. I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do it later. And the reason why is because a lot of the red areas are along the boulevard, which are the edge of the water. And I would say along the edge of the water, going around, it's not quite 50%, but maybe 30 to 40% of it is red. So it makes sense to me to put a tram line going on that boulevard all the way around. And he's probably going to pick up all those spots and turn them from red into yellow, and then I'm going to have these sporadic areas that are in red that will be for the bus line. And I think that's going to be a better way to do it. So I'm going to hold off on more bus routes right now. And the tram line is going to be a different video. I'm going to take a break right now. I am going to check how much traffic I have, which is something that you always need to do because you could have traffic at any moment. It is Friday at 6 a.m., which is technically considered the beginning of rush hour. It looks like we don't have any traffic problems. You can see that bus route in the mini-map. It's pretty crazy. All the crazy maneuvers it does. Yeah, so I don't see any traffic problems in the usual spots. Okay, so this video was about the coverage gaps. There will probably be another video that covers the same issue as I expand my city. You can get a good look at how the city looks right now. This is, of course, only one partial view. I'll show you the area that I added the coverage to, which is right here. Here's another view of the south. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below, and remember to save your game. It doesn't have an autosave feature.